My sister labeled my expectant fiancé a fortune seeker at our baby celebration at what was supposed to be a joyous occasion, preparing to welcome my first child. My sister hurled a devastating insult at my pregnant fiancé during our baby shower, leading to a family rift that changed everything. My dad, in response, withdrew all financial support for my sister's upcoming wedding, unraveling her plans and fracturing our family. My name is Alex, and I'm 27 years old. My fiancée, Lily, is 25, and she's 4 months pregnant with our first child. We've been together for 3.5 years, having met during our last semester of college. The pregnancy was unexpected, but we both chose to embrace it. Lily moved into my place 4 months ago when we learned about the pregnancy. Her family was thrilled from the start, but my family's reaction was far less warm. To provide some context, my father, John, 53, runs a thriving landscaping business. My mother, Susan, 42, is a real estate agent. They live in a comfortable suburban home and have always been generous with their wealth. My sister, Sophia, 29, is set to marry her fiancé, James, 31, in 3 months. Lily comes from a modest, middle-class background. Her parents work as administrative staff at a local community college, kind, hardworking people, but not as affluent as my family. When we first shared the pregnancy news, my parents offered congratulations, but their demeanor shifted soon after. They became distant and reserved with Lily. Before the announcement, my mom would warmly hug Lily and chat about her job or social circle. After the news, those interactions stopped. Sophia, too, grew cold, barely engaging when Lily tried to talk. About 3 weeks later, my mom and Sophia asked to meet me privately at Sophia's apartment without Lily. Curious about their concerns, I went. The discussion was harsh. Sophia started by saying she found it suspicious that Lily got pregnant so close to her wedding. She accused Lily of trying to steal the spotlight from her big day. My mom chimed in, suggesting Lily had intentionally gotten pregnant to secure a place in our family, even using the term baby trap repeatedly. I told them their accusations were absurd and that the pregnancy was unplanned. I explained that Lily and I had already discussed a future together before the pregnancy, but they refused to listen. Sophia insisted the timing was too convenient, and my mom hinted that Lily saw an opportunity to latch onto our family's wealth, especially with Sophia's lavish wedding plans in motion. Furious, I left and told Lily everything. She was quiet but visibly hurt, saying she understood why they might think that, though it wasn't true. My dad wasn't at that meeting, and when I told him about it, he was upset with my mom and Sophia, calling their behavior disgraceful. He urged everyone to stay respectful for the sake of family harmony. He's always been fond of Lily, treating her like family. For months, we pretended everything was fine during family gatherings, but Lily was clearly uncomfortable around my mom and Sophia. They made subtle jabs about money and timing, thinking they were discreet. Last month, Sophia commented on the high cost of baby cribs, implying some people were lucky to have family support for expenses. My dad suggested Lily and I get engaged sooner to ease tensions and show our commitment. Though we planned to wait until after the baby, we moved up the timeline. I proposed 3 weeks ago and Lily said yes. The engagement only worsened things. Sophia grew more hostile, remarking on how rushed we seemed and questioning the cost of Lily's ring. She repeatedly asked to see it, commenting on its presumed expense. Last weekend, we hosted a small baby shower at my apartment, inviting both families and close friends. Lily was excited, hoping for a positive gathering. The event started well, with guests enjoying food, conversation, and baby gifts. Lily seemed at ease for the first time in weeks. My dad helped host, ensuring everyone was comfortable. Then, as Lily opened gifts with a small crowd watching, Sophia approached her. Sophia asked Lily to show off her engagement ring again. As Lily held out her hand, Sophia examined it closely, saying it was gorgeous and must have been costly. Then, with a smile, she suggested that if Lily and I didn't work out, she could sell the ring to support herself and the baby. She added loud enough for everyone to hear that Lily should keep the ring safe in case her scheme to trap me with a baby fell apart. The room fell silent. Lily went pale, staring at Sophia. I stood to confront her, but my dad stepped in first. Visibly furious, he told Sophia her comment was unacceptable and demanded an immediate apology. Sophia claimed it was a joke and that everyone was overreacting. Then, in a stunning move, my dad announced that since Sophia was so concerned about people exploiting others, she could prove her independence by funding her own wedding. He was cutting all financial support, effective immediately. Sophia and my mom erupted, shouting that he couldn't be serious with the wedding just 2 months away. My mom called it an overreaction to a harmless joke, but my dad stood firm. Lily, speaking up for the first time, said she thought his decision was fair given Sophia's behavior. Her support seemed to solidify his stance. Chaos ensued. Sophia sobbed, claiming her wedding was ruined. My mom accused Lily of manipulating my dad into punishing Sophia. The room filled with yelling and accusations. Lily's parents looked mortified, and our friends, visibly uncomfortable, began leaving. I told Sophia and my mom to leave my apartment, which they did, but not before my mom blamed Lily for tearing our family apart. My dad stayed behind, apologizing to Lily and her parents for the ordeal. He told Lily she didn't have to be polite to them anymore and would understand if she cut contact. 5 days later, Sophia and my mom were bombarding me with calls and texts, begging me to convince my dad to reverse his decision. They insisted Lily should apologize for backing him. They claimed Lily had turned my dad against his own family. I learned from my dad that Sophia and James had made deposits for the wedding, expecting him to cover the rest. With non-refundable contracts signed, they couldn't cancel, and James's family couldn't afford to help. With 8 weeks until the wedding and 6 until our baby's arrival, Sophia faced unpaid vendors demanding immediate payment. My mom, furious with my dad, moved in with Sophia to help strategize. Lily stayed quiet, focusing on the nursery and pregnancy books, giving me space to navigate the family drama. I'm torn. Part of me thinks my dad was too harsh, and Sophia's cruel comment didn't warrant destroying her wedding. But part of me is relieved someone finally defended Lily after months of veiled insults. My dad won't budge unless Sophia genuinely apologizes and acknowledges her wrongdoing. Sophia refuses, insisting it was just a joke. My family is split, with Sophia's wedding looming and our baby's arrival approaching. I'm unsure if I should try to fix this, or if it's even possible. Update 1: a lot has unfolded since my initial post, and I appreciate the advice I've received. It pushed me to have tough conversations. First, I asked Lily if she resented me for the baby shower incident. She assured me she didn't, saying she was grateful someone finally addressed Sophia's behavior openly. She admitted the months of subtle digs had worn her down more than she'd let on. When I asked about my dad's decision to cut Sophia's wedding funds, Lily said she hadn't expected such a strong reaction but appreciated his support. She felt backing him was right, as Sophia needed to face consequences. We discussed our family's future, and Lily expressed a desire to eventually mend ties with my mom and Sophia, but only if they genuinely apologized and changed their behavior. She wants our child to grow up without family tension. Sophia's wedding plans grew desperate. Vendors refused to negotiate, and James's family could only offer limited help. Sophia reached out to extended family for loans, but most declined to get involved. 2 weeks after the shower, she called me, sobbing, saying her wedding was doomed over one comment. I told her it wasn't just one remark, but months of accusing Lily of being a gold digger and stealing her spotlight. Sophia got defensive, insisting Lily's pregnancy timing was suspicious, and that I was naive for not seeing her manipulation. That call showed me how deep her resentment ran. She genuinely believed Lily was scheming. I spoke with my dad, who said my mom was relentlessly pushing him to reverse his decision. She was staying at Sophia's, scrambling to cover wedding costs. He apologized for the timing but said backing down would signal Sophia could mistreat Lily without repercussions. Then, unexpectedly, James, Sophia's fiancé, called me. We'd never spoken privately before, but he needed to talk. He said Sophia's reaction to the funding cut revealed a side of her he hadn't seen. Her plan to take out massive loans and credit card debt to fund the wedding alarmed him, as did her treatment of Lily. He tried to address her behavior, but she dismissed him. After the shower, he saw how cruel she could be when threatened. James admitted he was considering canceling the wedding, not just over money, but because he questioned Sophia's character. He asked if I thought he was overreacting. I told him I understood his concerns, but that it was his decision. Sophia's actions had exposed a troubling side of her. I shared James's concerns with Lily, who listened quietly. She asked if I thought he'd cancel the wedding. I wasn't sure, but said he seemed genuinely worried about Sophia's behavior and financial choices. Lily felt it wasn't our place to intervene in their relationship, but regretted that James was caught in our family's conflict. The situation grew more complex daily. Sophia panicked over wedding costs. My mom was furious with my dad and Lily. James doubted his engagement, and Lily and I prepared for our baby amidst the chaos. James's call made me realize Sophia's actions could impact more than just our family. Update 2: significant changes have occurred in the last month and a half. Some of you predicted what would happen with James and Sophia. 3 weeks after my last update, James called off the wedding. He visited Lily and me to explain his decision, saying Sophia's behavior showed she wasn't ready for marriage. The final straw was her suggestion that they ask Lily to return her engagement ring to sell for wedding funds. James was horrified she'd ask a pregnant woman to give up her ring. When he refused, Sophia accused him of caring more about Lily than their relationship, which he found ironic given her role in the family rift. He couldn't marry someone who demanded such things and refused to take responsibility. The wedding was canceled 2 weeks before the date, costing Sophia about $9,000 in non-refundable deposits. James's family lost some money too, though less, as my parents were meant to cover most costs. Sophia was heartbroken, calling me to say her life was ruined and blaming Lily's pregnancy for exposing her true self. I told her James ended things because of her actions, not Lily's pregnancy, and that she needed to see her mistreatment of Lily was wrong. She hung up and hasn't contacted me since. My mom was livid about the cancellation, accusing my dad of ruining Sophia's happiness and claiming Lily had turned us against each other. My dad countered that Sophia's troubles stemmed from her choices, and while he was sad about the engagement's end, James was right to reconsider marrying someone who treated others poorly. Their argument escalated, with my mom saying my dad chose Lily over his daughter. He insisted he was standing against disrespect. That was their last conversation. My mom moved into a rental across town, and she and my dad are now considering divorce. Lily entered her 3rd trimester, and we focused on preparing for the baby. Her parents have been incredibly supportive, helping with the nursery and offering childcare advice. My dad visits daily, buying a crib and changing table and expressing excitement about being a grandfather. During a birth class, we ran into James, who was there with his new girlfriend. It was awkward, but he was kind, asking about Lily and the baby. After class, he apologized for any trouble his breakup caused. I told him he made the right choice for himself. He said he's happier now, describing his new partner as kind and respectful, which highlighted how toxic his relationship with Sophia had become. Lily has remained composed throughout, never pushing me to cut ties or take sides, only asking for basic respect. She's 34 weeks pregnant, and we're excited yet nervous. We're handling practical tasks like installing the car seat and packing the hospital bag. Sophia, now living with my mom and working retail to cover expenses, hasn't reached out. My mom communicates with my dad only through lawyers about their separation. He's sad about his marriage but stands by his stance. Lily and I are focused on our baby and building a peaceful family, supported by my dad and her parents, even without my mom and Sophia. Final update: our daughter, Sophie, was born 3 months ago, healthy and beautiful. The delivery went smoothly and Lily recovered well. Parenthood is exhausting but wonderful. My dad is an amazing grandfather, visiting twice weekly with groceries or meals, patiently answering our questions and loving time with Sophie. Lily's parents visit every weekend, offering childcare tips and support. Sophie is lucky to have such devoted grandparents. We haven't heard from my mom or Sophia since Sophie's birth. I considered reaching out, hoping a new baby might heal the rift, but Lily reminded me they chose conflict over unity despite our efforts. I sent my mom a photo of Sophie with her name and birth details, but she didn't respond. My dad said she asked him if the baby looked healthy but hasn't contacted us. Sophia, still working retail and living with my mom, hasn't reached out either. James married his new girlfriend in a small courthouse ceremony last month. Mutual friends shared photos, and he looked happy. He clearly made the right call ending things with Sophia. My parents' divorce finalized 6 weeks ago. My dad kept the house, but my mom took half their assets. They only communicate through lawyers when necessary. My dad recently started dating Janet, a kind widow with grown children who treats Lily and Sophie well. Lily is happy for him. With a newborn, we're too busy for family drama, focusing on feedings, diapers, and sleep. Lily returned to part-time work at 10 weeks, enjoying adult interaction but missing Sophie. I'm working from home more to help with childcare, and my boss has been flexible. We plan to buy a house when our lease ends next year, with my dad offering to help with the down payment. We want a yard for Sophie and space for baby gear. People ask if I miss my mom and sister. Honestly, I miss who I thought they were, but not the tension they caused. Lily says she doesn't miss tiptoeing around their passive-aggressive remarks. Our home is peaceful now, which is better for Sophie than growing up amid conflict. I believe we made the right choices, even if they were painful. Sophia and my mom had months to change, but didn't. Sophie is a joyful baby, with Lily's eyes and my dad's chin. My dad jokes she'll be trouble, already charming everyone. We're planning Sophie's first birthday, 8 months away, at a local park with grandparents and friends. Life is good despite the challenges of parenthood. Lily and I have grown closer through this ordeal, and we're committed to giving Sophie a loving, respectful environment. Sometimes, protecting your family means shielding them from toxic people, even relatives. Sophie deserves to grow up surrounded by kindness and respect. Thank you for watching my story. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe and press the bell icon. Stay tuned for more real-life stories, get more experiences.